ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Texas Garage. Today we're going to talk about making some alterations to your car seats. Very simple, very easy, very quick, hours time, and you can make your seats just look beautiful. So I'm building a 1954 Hudson Hornet coupe special, or club coupe. I've been working on it. This is the paint scheme that I'm looking at. Paint still needs a bunch of work, but this is what I'm looking at. I'm gonna have a lot of chrome across here, so I'm not really worried about trying to make that all pretty. But this is what I'm working on, and I'm gonna be having ghost gray interior. Oh, that's upside down. Yeah, there you go. And this is going to be what I've got. The seats are coming up, and I will be showing what they look like, how they looked before I started anything, what they look like after I've taped them, and how I tape them. And then I'm going to put a little bit of piping along the edges and just make it pop. So stay tuned. Okay, we are going to have a quick demonstration how to make your seat cover look like leather. Very simple, very easy, very cheap way of doing it. Masking tape. The grain in the masking tape, when you get paint on it, looks very much like leather. Just simply take masking tape, get a section, tuck it in to where it is tight up against the end here. Smooth that down. Go through and take a toothpick. Plain old ordinary toothpick. I like the round ones. Buy them at anywhere you go, grocery shopping, Walmart, wherever. Boxes, like about three or four bucks for several hundred. Great for all kinds of stuff. And the tape is not fragile. Don't go all Magilla Gorilla on it and it'll work out. But just go through and run the toothpick across each. Don't worry if you get like a wrinkle, like right along here. Just adds to the grain. And just go through, run your toothpick across the whole thing, like that. You can see the ridges. Run it back across all the way. Take your X-Acto knife, nice sharp blade. You need a sharp blade. Go through, run it across wherever you want the leather to end. In this case, I just want it across that. Come over here if you want it along the edge to wherever you want it. Just bring your knife. You can always trim it up later if you don't get it exact. If you don't get it exact, try to go a little bit over where you can trim it back rather than trying to add to it, because then you get some seams. Ask me how I know. And then just take it off. Yeah, we want to kind of trim up just a little bit here. Come across. Get some sharp tweezers. There they are. Pull that off. We don't have this quite square like I want, so I'm just going to run my blade all the way across. And then over here. Now, of course, the sides are not really going to be seen because they're going to be up against the door, unless you plan on opening the doors, and that's a whole nother process that I haven't been brave enough to try. And you just trim that. Get that little excess tape off. Like that. Then whatever color you want it, take your paint. If you do decide to spray it, it's real easy. Just put some more tape around where you want to do it and spray it. You can use a brush and just brush across. That grain will be phenomenal. It'll make it look really pretty. And that's how you make seats look like leather. And along through this stretch here, we're going to be doing some very simple stuff. I'm going to show how I use the Elmer's glue that you see there, and how to put on some thread for piping. Very simple. It's going to take less than 10 minutes, and we're going to do an entire seat with piping. Enjoy.
They actually built tunnels to what they call treasure. So there was a siege going on. They would take the treasures that they'd come across throughout their occupation and their fighting and found the tunnels in the middle of the town.
Very simple. A little bit of Elmer's glue across the seam you want. Elmer's cleans up real easy. Just any white, school glue, white glue, any glue that you want, you can use. If you want to go so far as to use super glue, cyanoacrylate, well, more power to you. Bless your heart. That stuff is nasty when it comes to working something like this, because you wind up sticking your fingers more than you do anything else. This is real simple, very forgiving. Got a little bit of garbage there. And this is just a toothpick. Got it on its side. Squeeze out. And if you get my face in it, like I said, I'm horribly nearsighted. And so I kind of have to get close to see what I'm doing. So I'm trying to do this where I can both see what I'm doing and get it on camera. And since I have no professional setup, the camera mount, quote unquote, is an old lamp whose wiring in it has died some time ago. It's an old floor lamp. And I got a little dash mount like you put for your phone and a little magnet on it. And there's my mount. But I'm trying to keep this where y'all can see how this works. Oh, got that side a little long. That's fine. And I'm listening to William Shatner, Unexplained. Fun show. Kind of thing I like to listen to when I'm working on these, just for something background. You never know, you just might learn something. Advertisement, we're not listening to that. But yeah, if you want, like I said, you can use a contrasting color if you want. You can use a complementing color. I chose to use a similar color to everything else, this portion, yep, this portion here is Tamiya spray acrylic dark ghost gray. This is the actual gray of the seat, is Tester's dark ghost gray flat. And since I don't want this glossed, works out great. If I did want it glossed, all I got to do is get some clear gloss and paint over it. But since we're doing seats, how many seats have you ever seen that are high gloss? I'll rest my case. And we just got that side. We've got the front, we've got top, we've got the bottom. Not hard, it only takes a few minutes. You just, however you want to brush the paint on, I'm just using a toothpick. It's easy enough. If you want to use a brush, a small brush, you're welcome. If you want to use your fingers, get your fingers all stickied up and dirty, more power to you. I ain't gonna say nothing, that's your choice. However you want to do it, whatever kind of glue you want to use, whatever color thread, you know, everybody's got their own thing going on and everything works. But trick, sharp, very sharp, brand new blade works best, because then you don't have any real problem. And we are almost done doing the seats. Got a little bit more piping to do here. Okay, we do that. Kind of snug it over about like this, and you get it in position where you want it. Like I said, the Elmer's glue, it takes a little while to dry, so you've got all the time in the world to play with it. You don't have to worry about it right now. When I say Elmer's glue, I grew up in the 70s. Elmer's glue is what we called any kind of white school glue was out there. It's a little like you use the term Kleenex. Not necessarily Kleenex brand, but it is Kleenex because it's a tissue, facial tissue. It's Kleenex. Hey, you got a Kleenex? Okay, I'll trade you Kleenex for a Coke. Coke wasn't Coca-Cola. The Coke was whatever soda. What kind of Coke you want? I don't know, 7-Up will work. Okay. It's just one of them old terms, and it goes back to a little bit of Southernisms. Maybe sometime when I'm doing something that's kind of boring, I might go through and do some Southernisms just for giggles and laughs. The other day I was listening to myself on the first video, and I realized, dang, how much of a drawl I actually have. I didn't realize that. So, forgive me if you can't understand, I apologize, but this is how I talk. I'm not trying to do anything, I'm not trying to be anything. I'm a Texan, I'm a Southerner, and it's how we talk. So, and let's get that back up in place, and there's that. Get that to stay down. It also has the advantage of covering up the end of the tape along the edge. And there we go. We have silvery gray piping on the back seat. Simple as that. Simple school glue, some thread, some masking tape, bit of paint, a little bit of careful work, and that's what, half hour, 40 minutes worth of work, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And you've just taken the seats from being to having a little bit of, wow, that looks neat. So there you go. That is making the seats.